our normally regular scheduled guest, Lindsey Singer from Colorado Rising Action. She's going to give us an update on what's going on down at the state capitol. Lindsey, welcome to Rush to Reason. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back on.
That's great to have you back on. So, how many more of our rights have disappeared today?
Good question. Well, I know you guys have been talking about the red flag bill, and I'll just add, I don't know if you touched on this, but Governor Polis's sort of wishy-washy response on how the sheriffs are supposed to enforce or not enforce is interesting because he compared it to jaywalking and sheriffs enforcing jaywalking, which just shows how completely out of touch he is with reality.
It is interesting because I think his attorney general also said that the sheriffs should resign if they're not going to follow the law.
Yeah, two totally different messages from this.
Yeah, he
this
said that, but then he's been pretty silent now, so it's kind of confusing how it would actually be enforced, or if they're just gonna let this die down and let the sheriffs do what they will. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you hearing down there? Is he going to sign this thing?
I think he will, yeah. But listen, speaking of our rights, we have 29 days left, so
29 days left.
End. Yeah, how many more rights can be taken away? But there is one little bit.
How much lighter is our wallet going to be too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
But you
Go
know
ahead.
how I like to add in a note of positivity.
Yes, we could use some,
And
please.
I would say that this week, the public option pilot program that had been talked about a lot at the beginning of the session, that was dropped. The legislative fiscal calculated that it was too costly for people, that their premiums would be as expensive, if not more expensive, in these areas like Garfield County where the pilot program was going to happen. And so the senator who had introduced it dropped the pilot program. And that kind of puts into question the other bill that involved the public option plan for the entire state. So
Good.
As we had said, it's too expensive. It's not going to help our health care. It's going to reduce options and make things more expensive, which is what we're actually seeing happen.
Very good. That's really good news. Finally, a bit of daylight from all this cloud cover. So, Lindsey, thanks for that. What else is going on down there we should be aware of?
So the oil and gas legislation was sent to the governor. Not a huge support there, or not a huge surprise there. There has been no bipartisan support, and the governor will sign that. So, went from a high note to a low note there. But
yeah, you know what this whole thing of it is that he wants to wipe out oil and gas industry so nobody can afford to buy guns
or healthcare,
yeah, or any of the above.
And then we'll just depend on the government, who has all our money, to fix it all for us, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I guess so. The interesting thing is that's going to... I was talking to an oil and gas guy last week, and he said his company is seeing the writing on the wall. They're already moving out.
Yeah, I know. I've had people in my Uber and Lyft car say the exact same thing.
Yeah, which means that that's going to hit hopefully by the next election, so that the voters have some real opportunities to make some changes.
And guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's going to start to affect everybody's property values. It's going to affect the economy. It's going to affect everybody. Not just people in Weld County or on the Western Slope. It's going to affect a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think it'll affect everyone in the state, and I think even Denver and Boulder will start to feel that. And like to echo what Kevin said, hopefully people start to feel that before the next election, so that the next election can really be a test on these policies.
Yeah, and a referendum relating to those things, so that people actually understand that their votes do matter, that they just don't.
Exactly.
They're just not making a statement about a particular politician or a particular party, but that these policies and these parties do make difference at the time of voting. Because we're seeing the extreme right now, and we saw it in 2013. We saw the same thing.
No question about it. All right, Lindsey, how do people find out more about you and your organization?
You go to coloradorisingaction.org.
coloradorisingaction.org. Lindsey, once again, thank you so much for keeping us up to date. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Lindsey.
Great afternoon.